So I'm back home at the fort. I wanted to do a video. 'Cause I was thinking about, the witches and the suffering a lot today. And, you know, forgiveness and stuff like that, I've let go of the idea of forgiveness. I think that's something that's important to let go of. You don't want to cling to forgiveness as like part of your identity. Because when you cling to forgiveness, you're giving permission to predators to abuse you. You are. You're saying, I'll forgive you if you do it, and if you do it again, I'll forgive you again. You can't do that. People need punishment. People need feedback. Yeah, maybe they don't need punishment. Maybe they do. Maybe that feedback they need is interpreted as punishment, but really it's just feedback. It's just me being the universe giving another observer information about themselves that they didn't have before. And they could interpret that feedback as discipline or abuse. But it's important to give it to them if you have it to give. Forgiving people, it says, I have an emotion, but I'm going to disregard that emotion because I'm scared. If I don't forgive you, I'll be bad. It's fear-based, right? So a couple of videos, basically things Jesus got wrong that need to be fixed so Christians can act right again. And if Christians act right again, then America will be great again. So one of the things Christians do wrong, and they do it wrong because Jesus either told them something that was incorrect, or and probably more likely, anybody who's a deity is never wrong. I mean, in reality, they're always gonna be a deity. It's kind of like being infallible, there's divas and there's many enlightened beings that have graced this earth, and they don't frequently make errors. So when I see an obvious error in the words that Jesus spoke, I say, he either wasn't a deity or this is not what he said. One of the things that is wrong is that you should love Jesus more than you love your parents or children. It's wrong. You should love your children more than you love Jesus. You should. You should, maybe this is something Jesus said. You should love God more than you love your children, because your children are of God. And loving God is loving your children and so much more. So if your children are of God, then by loving God, you are loving your children, and by loving your children more than you love God, you're disregarding that godliness in your children and a whole bunch of other godliness, right? So that is a truth that I believe Jesus would speak, when I don't believe Jesus would speak if he were a deity. And let's give him the benefit of the doubt, even though there's a lot of wrong thoughts that have been written into wrong words in the Bible. Give him the benefit of the doubt. The words that he spoke were not as translated in the Bible, okay? Because those words are wrong. I'm telling you, it's true. Another thing that is wrong, you don't get sick from the things you put in your mouth. You get sick from the things that come out of your mouth. Now, what he was probably saying, again, assuming that this isn't just a insane person brambling on, and that he's actually a deity, and that he's actually in direct communion with a higher power. Okay, so benefit of the doubt, he's not off his rocker. What he was probably saying is, don't say bad things about people because it will hurt your life more than eating bad food would hurt your life. Okay? So, like, don't say bad things about people because this hurts more than a bellyache. Okay? Believable. True. Can you get more sick from things you put in your mouth than the things that that come out of your mouth? Yeah. You can get way. If you eat a pile of dog poop, you will get very sick and die. Jesus was not telling you to do that. Jesus was not saying there are no words you can say that are worse than eating poop. Eating poop is better than saying a swear word. No, these are stupid. The fact that it's in the Bible as something Jesus said is stupid. It makes the Bible look stupid. And if people want, like, Christians to be good people, they need to take stupid things out of that book. And on the flip side, like, if people want to, like, if they're Christians and they're good people and they want to convert other people to Christianity, they need to take some of the bullshit that doesn't make any sense out of the book, because it's not true. It's wrong.